What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Stella Ray Herself podcast. It's me, Stella Ray herself. As always, don't forget to send me a screenshot of you listening to this, or an aesthetic pic, an aesthetic boomerang. Y'all have really been coming through. I actually got one today from Rachel on IG. Let me just show y'all, because some of y'all have like really aesthetic setups, and then some of y'all just be coming through with the aesthetic screenshots. She like went above and beyond. It's like if you literally just posted it, I'd be like, wow, shout out to you for like posting this. That's like so cool because like you're promoting me, but then it's also like cool that you cared enough or resonated enough with something that I said or connected enough to like share it on your page. It's like multi-level. But she, like, this is just so cute. The fucking gifts match the aesthetic. Let me know if y'all like the new podcast art. I just felt like the other one was getting so disgusting to me and horrible, and this is just a lot more modern and bright and cute. So okay, I got this DM as I was looking at I put my phone on Do Not Disturb when I film these. I just have to share this because like it was too much to tweet, and so this guy like replied to my story because I posted like my screensaver, which is on my computer, which is a clock, and it was like 5:53 a.m. or whatever time I was up this morning. And then the next one was me in the gym, and he was like, oh, you be up early? Like I just couldn't do that. Like I'd be so tired if I woke up then. And I was like, yeah, like, but I bet you don't get tired at like 9 p.m. because like I don't get up early as like a flex, it's just like, bitch, I just can't hang. I just be going to sleep early. It's more about me going to sleep early than me waking up early. You know what I mean? Like, me waking up early is a side effect of me just being tired. I mean, it's like an endless loop. But like, I say that because I said that to him because, I'm just like trying to be relatable. Like, it's not like I'm like, yeah, maybe you should wake up early too, sir. Like, no, I'm just like, well, I bet you don't get tired at 9 p.m. And he was like, oh no, I'd be knocked out at that time. I was like, okay. Just need to fall like 12 hours of sleep. Like, let me actually say that. Oh no. Okay, never mind. The conversation took a turn. Anyway, we're gonna deal with that later. But it's August now. And I just have a really good feeling about this month because personally, I actually have a really bad feeling when it comes to COVID, and I feel like we should probably be in lockdown right now, but we're not. So I'm wondering, like, will we ever be? Like, how bad is it gonna get until we are? I don't know if y'all saw all of the media, I was gonna say pictures, but all the media from Lollapalooza in Chicago. But at this time last year, I think cases were around the same, and the mayor was like threatening to, I don't know, lock anyone up who was like violating lockdown, and it was like something like that, something like very dramatic. And now y'all are just hosting this whole thing. I feel like I follow a lot of people from Chicago on Twitter specifically. But yeah, that was like, one of the main events happening this past weekend, last week. I don't really know. But there were so many people there, like so many. And it's like, okay, yeah, it's outside, but then there's so many people jam-packed at these concerts. Like, bitch, it's just like, will we literally ever be in a lockdown again? And I feel like for some states, like literally not at all. I'm really curious about California, like Los Angeles County, because, for the most part, pretty proactive, and like our cases were just so minimal for a hot minute. Like we were just doing so good, but now it's like not at all. I tweeted about this, but I just wanted to re-emphasize in case this can convince anyone, but there are two people I know personally, like actually, that said that one of them said they would never get vaccinated, and I was kind of like, oh. And then one of them was like, I don't know, like months ago was like, I don't know if I'll ever get vaccinated, like I don't really want to, but like I don't know. I feel like they were kind of like a no, but then because they were talking to me, they were like, well, I don't know, like they weren't just saying no. But they both got vaccinated last week. So shout out to them. I'm all about the positive reinforcement. If you said you were never going to get vaccinated and you decide to, I'm not going to bully you for that. I'm going to be like, bitch, good job. Like, congratulations. Bro, if you haven't done it, like, and you're able to, because I know in the United States, at least, I know in California, it's extremely easy to get vaccinated. Other states, I'm not really sure, but I know in the United States in general, it's pretty easy to get vaccinated. Other countries, I'm not so sure. Like, my sister, it took her a while to get vaccinated in Germany, and, like, I know their healthcare is so much better than ours, so I don't know. I feel like also the United States is, like, hoarding a lot of vaccines. So if you're able to get vaccinated, do it. Like, make that appointment, bitch, even if it's a few weeks from now, and you're like, oh, that's so long. Like, just do it. Literally, like, all the research shows that people who are vaccinated, even if they do get the virus, like, it's so much less. And, like, it could really just be the difference between life and death. Like, literally, honestly. And I just feel like at this point, it's like, why would you not? It's like, bitch, this has been going on for so long. Like, I actually had an Uber driver the other day, and, like, I don't know how, but the subject of vaccines kind of came up. Not for me. I don't talk in Ubers, like, no offense, but he was like, I wasn't getting creepy vibes. I just was getting, like, he wanted to chat vibes, and I was like, okay, whatever. But I was like, oh, is he going to be like, yeah, anyone who's vaccinated, I hate. He was like, no, like, I also work in the restaurant industry, and, like, I had to get vaccinated in March, like, right away. And he just went on this whole rant about how dumb people are for not getting vaccinated. And I was, like, hyping him up. Like, I was like, right, yes, like, I agree with you, sir. And he was like, thank you. He was like, I'll admit it. In March 2020, I did not believe in it. But now, and I was like, right? Like, I mean, in March, I definitely did. But I remember in, like, December 2019, when we started to kind of hear about, like, this virus in China. And I remember at that point, I wasn't like, it's fake. But I was like, are they just trying to, like, scare people? Like, little did we know. Like, literally, little did we know. Fuck. Anyway, get vaccinated. It's not scary. Literally, it's fine. Literally, I've been vaccinated for, I think I got it in June. I don't know. I know I vlogged it. Time just kind of, like, escapes me. It was either May or June. Oh, it must have been in May, because I still, from my first dose, I still was recovering from my BBL. So it must have been in April, and then May I got my second dose. Because I had to sit on my yoga blocks for the first. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway. I feel personally like it's going to be a good month as far as productivity and, like, getting my life. And I feel like because of this kind of, like, ominous fear of, like, the pandemic, I just kind of want to go out less in general. Also, I do feel like I have been getting a lot more harassment when I go out, which is interesting. I don't know if I just have been out a little more than when I made my update video of my BBL. But I remember in that video, I was like, I haven't been getting, like, too much extra attention or anything. But now, I don't know. I felt like the past few times I've been out, it's like I can't walk through without at least a few dudes stopping me. And I never really would get that before. Like, I don't know. I'm cute, no offense, but, like, it's not like I had trouble pulling dudes before, but now it's, like, a little more excessive and annoying. And, like, I don't really want to be just out in the mix. Like, I just don't. It's honestly annoying. And I don't know. I just think it's a really interesting, like, I don't say that as, like, it's a good thing, but I do remember, like, part of what fascinated me about this is, like, how my interactions with men would change, or, like, how I would be treated differently. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Just, like, an update. I don't know. So that kind of makes me not want to go out. Y'all can see me on Instagram. Okay. So, I am bringing the weekly vlogs back for this month. Kind of stopped doing those for a while because I was just doing, like, antic vlogs, and then, like, other stuff. I don't know. More, not daily in the sense of like every day, but like as in a individual day. But now I kind of want to bring back the weekly vlogs as well as like other videos. So y'all have that to look forward to. But y'all will see me talk about how I want to not drink coffee or really like caffeine this month. So literally this morning, well, yesterday was the first and I didn't have any caffeine. I did get decaf coffee, which technically has like trace amounts of caffeine, but it's not the same as like an actual IRL cup of coffee. Because for me, I just really like the vibe of like drinking a cup of coffee in the morning. Like I like making it, like just the little ritual of making it, drinking it, enjoying the morning, looking at my emails, like getting ready for the day, writing my to-do list. And something about that is just different than like a tea. I don't know, if I am drinking a tea, I always want to drink it at night. Something about the thickness of like a coffee, I love. Anyway, so this morning, it's like the first Monday of the month, you know. Yesterday was fine because I was out all day and like, I don't know, it's different when I'm in the house working all day because it's like, bro, my bed is right there. I could just take a little nap. So sometimes I have to push myself through which is when caffeine comes in handy. So I had my little decaf this morning, did a workout, and then like deep cleaned, like mopped my floors, dusted, all that kind of not fun stuff. And took a shower, ate, and then I was like, you know what? I have to really like get started with the day now, and a coffee just sounds so good, like an iced coffee. And I actually feel like it'll make me feel like energized and good, and not just like I'm going to it out of habit or just because like I want to go take a walk. Like I actually feel like a caffeine would hit. And bitch, it's hitting in a good way, like amazing. I was just kind of feeling like, well, y'all have heard me talk about like kind of my anxiety over these past few months, and I just was feeling like obviously caffeine makes that worse. And I also just felt like I was in the habit of reaching for a coffee or making a coffee, going to get a coffee. And I wasn't really like listening to my body. Like, is this actually going to benefit me right now? Or do I just like the idea of it? Or I'm just going to it because I usually have one at this time. So y'all will see my vlog. I am not drinking coffee this month. And then later I'm like, well, I am having a coffee today. But I'm just going to try and be a lot more mindful. And I think even just the sheer fact of like switching to decaf in the morning, because like I was able to do my workout fine, like get through the whole morning fine. It's not like, I don't know. So it's like, okay, that's good. And I'm sure some days I won't crave one in the afternoon. And I feel like especially when I'm out doing stuff, unless I'm like, I didn't sleep or I'm like severely hungover or something, it's like I usually don't need a coffee because there's like activity and like I'm walking around and whatever. But if I'm in the house working, most of the time I'm like, damn, a coffee sounds good. But even like if I'm craving an iced coffee, bitch, sometimes you have, this wasn't today. Like today I'm actually like, good call. Like this is hitting in the way I wanted to. Like, but sometimes it's like you might just be dehydrated. You might just need to make a lemon ice water and you'll be fine. I got the shaken brown sugar oat milk espresso bullshit, and when I get a venti, which I think is 3 shots of espresso, usually I get 4 pumps of the brown sugar sweetener. Today I was like, I think I'm just gonna get 3 pumps, and I was like, dang, I hope it's sweet enough, because sometimes even when I get 4 pumps, it's not like so sweet. It was so sweet today, so I don't know if they put the full amount. And I also saw them remake it. I think they didn't do blonde espresso or something. It's like, but babe, I'm not gonna know the difference. Like, truly, honestly, in this drink, just because the flavor is so potent. Maybe if I was just getting espresso just to get espresso, but like, I can never really taste the espresso in this drink. But yeah, it's kind of reminding me of like Dunkin' in the sense of just like so overpoweringly sweet. It's like drinkable. I'm gonna still drink it, but it tastes like there's like 6 pumps and I need there to be 3. Like it tastes more than when I get 4. So I don't know. It's kind of like annoying. Anyway, so let me know your August goals. I honestly already feel like it's Virgo season. I just feel like I want to organize and like really get back into just working, I guess, and like making content and really having that be my priority, which I guess these past few weeks I've been kind of off. I feel like all of July I didn't really post as much as normal, especially on like my YouTube channel. So I just really want to get back into posting like multiple times a week, and I know I'll be able to bounce back. But yeah, July was low-key like a busy month. And I feel like this month is going to be busy too, but like, bitch, I planned all my content. Like, I just feel kind of in that mindset and zone. And I feel like just also because my birthday's over, it's like, okay, back to work. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I posted this TikTok, and I kind of was like, not cringe. Oh my God, bro, it's 92 degrees outside. Ew. I'm like ready for fall and winter. Like, I don't know who I am. Y'all know usually I love summer. It's just not hitting for me this year. Like, I'm just like, I'm over it. It's too hot. Summer can go, like, leave now. Anyway, I felt like this TikTok was very on brand. So it's just words and music. No, for every increase in consciousness, there is a price to pay. You will never be able to become more sensitive to pleasure without becoming more sensitive to pain. Like, I love that. Shout out to this little boy. I kind of like, I don't know, sometimes I'm just honestly triggered from the vegan spiritual days. But words like consciousness and like vibration and like elevate, like just they make me want to actually throw up and die. But I get the vibe, you know. To me though, like, I don't know, y'all know I'm just a very like down to earth person. Like, I'm not mystical vibes and like hee. Like, I'm like, okay, like, so let me just share with you what this kind of meant to me, because I posted on my story, which is kind of like a big step for me. To me, it's like, so no, for every increase in consciousness, there's a price to pay. You cannot become more sensitive to pleasure without becoming more sensitive to pain. It's kind of like once you start to, I don't know, realize stuff, or maybe like unpack trauma, or just try to become a better version of yourself and really like get to who you are, the core of who you are, and like, I don't know, even just like be on yourself, not self-help, but like be on your self-love shit, on your productivity shit. Like, I'm gonna focus on me. It's like, yes, you become a lot more in tune with like yourself and your body, and like what you like and what you don't like, and you know what actually makes you happy in this life, and like so much good can come out of that. But then at the same time, it's like, I feel like you lose a lot. Like, you go out and you're like, you kind of realize how empty, I don't know, maybe the club is. I say that as I'm like there every day. No, I'm not. So I wanted to tell you guys about my antic story time. Or like, you just realize that certain relationships in your life like aren't really as meaningful as you thought, or you don't actually connect with someone as much as you previously thought, or maybe you're finally like questioning the relationship, or actually like looking at it for what it is. Like, you're seeing it for what it is, and you're not just like going along with something out of habit, or, you know, having your morning coffee just because you are in the habit of it, and not just because you like want. But you know what I mean? So that's kind of like what I got from that little quote. And I just feel like growth can be very painful. It's like, that's why so many people don't grow. And that's not like tea and shade. It's like, bro, shit's hard. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like judge anyone for not, because it's like, I don't know your life. But taking that, like, that leap, that jump to, I don't know, a better version of yourself, or maybe even like more your true self, it can just be so uncomfortable. Even something like, bro, I know we talk about it in every episode, but it's like, it never gets old. Setting a boundary. And this kind of goes into like, I guess it's the next topic, but it's kind of like connected. So let me just like share with you this story time, and it kind of like goes in with this. Let me like really lay back and get comfortable. I had to set a boundary over the weekend. It was like Friday. And like, this boundary wasn't super hard for me to set. It's not like I was like stressing about it, but I was just kind of like, well, let me actually backtrack. I knew a boundary needed to be set, and the feeling in my body was like, and we were kind of talking about this in the last episode, but the feeling in my body was like, I guess essentially anger. Like, how could I let this happen? I don't deserve to be treated like this. Kind of like anger at myself, but then also, you know, when you need to set a boundary or you haven't set a boundary and you kind of start to feel resentful towards the other person, like, why would they do that or why would they not do that? They should know, you know, that's kind of like the thing we tell ourselves. And it's like, sometimes it's like, yeah, okay, maybe they should know, but like, sometimes you have to also like speak up. So I just felt like so just like, ew. So I was like, okay, obviously my body, like, I mean my mind, but like my body too especially is like really telling me that I need to like say something. So I set the boundary. And what I was saying before is like, it wasn't really like hard to set the boundary. It's not like I was like, I don't know what to say or like whatever. I knew exactly what to say. And I feel like that also showed a lot of growth for me. Like, the more you practice being direct, saying what you need, the easier it gets. And I feel like so often, so many of us, and me my whole life, but like you kind of want to go around it or like be kind of like passive aggressive or like subtweet them or like, let me just text them hey and see what they say and then I'll go from there. It's like, if you're anything like me, I feel like so often throughout my adolescence, like I would wait for someone else to make the move, but like essentially like make the boundary or like create the tone or the vibe. It's like, well, I'm going to wait to see how they react and then I'm going to react. Did you know you can be the one to determine the vibe? You can be the one to set the boundary and you can be the one to be like, this is how this is going to go. And that goes for anything. That goes for dating. That goes for friendships. I don't know. Work environments. Probably. Sexual relationships. Bitch, anything. And I feel like, especially when it does come to like dating, hooking up, etc., as a woman dealing with men, so often because of like patriarchy and just like gender expectations, and like we're just expected to be submissive, not even like sexually, but just, you know, just in the vibe of the relationship. And it's like, did you know you can be the one to be like, I'm not okay with this. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to do this, or I want to do this, or whatever. Maybe not, we're going to do this. That sounds a little like you're not. That sounds a little not consent. But you know what I mean? You don't have to like wait to see. And I feel like so often, like that's what I would do. I'd be like, well, let me wait to see like how they react or what they want. And it's like, no, you can be the one. So I've just really been practicing that. As y'all know, I literally talk about this in like every podcast episode, but it's just because it's something that I continually practice, and I know it's something a lot of us deal with, struggle with, experience. So anyway, so I set the boundary, and bitch, immediately after like doing that, and especially with the reaction that I got, I was like, damn, my body, like I feel like the feeling was almost like excitement, even though I wasn't like, I wouldn't describe how I felt, you know, mentally excitement, but like the feeling in my body, I felt like almost like warm, tingly. That sounds kind of like, it wasn't like, you know, I just was like, I felt light. I felt like happy. It was like a positive feeling, like that feeling of being excited for something, like, ooh. And then it was like, ooh, the ball's kind of like in my court now. Like I set the tone, I set the vibe. And I think just noticing the difference, because again, what we were talking about in the last episode, like paying attention to how you feel in your body is like so important. And yoga, meditation, really, acupuncture really helps us like bring us back in our body and feel more, I guess, like have our physical reaction like be in sync with our mental reaction to things. I guess that's kind of a different, I'm just thinking like if I'm with somebody and they do some fuck shit, say some fuck shit, sometimes I'll think I'll think that's fucked up, or my body will have like a reaction, like my adrenaline will spike or something, but then it's like I don't really, the two are not combined, like joined until later when I'm alone thinking about it. And then I get mad and my body matches my thoughts. You know what I mean? So in practicing all these things, we can like bring our body and our mind and our spirit all together. And it's like, oh, that's what that means, you know? Like, bitch, I was taking yoga classes in middle school and they would talk about that. And I just was kind of always like, yeah, whatever. But now, have you even read The Body Keeps the Score? No, but like, then it's like you can catch it in the moment. But yeah, so even like, so practicing doing things like this, you know, like how do I feel right now? How do I feel after setting the boundary? How do I feel before setting the boundary? How do I feel in a moment when someone crosses a boundary, or it's time for me to set a boundary and I'm like scared to, or whatever. It just like putting yourself back in your body and like, then you know. So if you're like, if someone says something and you're like, well, like mentally you're like, and this is kind of what intuition is as well. Like mentally you're like, well, I don't think they really meant it. Or like, oh, they probably just like, oh, or like, well, maybe it's my fault. But then your body has the same symptoms or reactions as when you know for sure that someone was like crossing the line with you. You're like, well, let me listen to my body because my body is keeping the motherfuckers. Oh my God, I'm like blowing my own mind right now. But you know what I mean? That's like intuition. Oh my God, bro, like so much makes sense now. Anyway, let me know if you relate to that. But now it's like, okay, we actually have like tools or like things we can actively practice. Because, you know, it's like, oh, listen to your intuition, follow your intuition. It's like, what even is that? It's combining your body and your mind. Dude, and I just feel like, especially in dating, like, I feel like it's just the easiest, at least for me, it's like such an easy way to practice this, because especially in dating, you know, if you're just getting to know someone, it's not like you're really that invested in them. So it's like this fresh new opportunity to practice setting a boundary. It's like sometimes with a friend you've known for a long time or a family member, like, yeah, those relationships are more important. So it's going to feel that much harder to, I don't know, to listen to your body, because it's like you've been with this person for so long, you're so used, I don't know, it's like maybe you're not, it's like hard to feel it because it's not fresh, you know? Or it's like it's a little scarier to set a boundary or speak up for yourself because it's like, okay, I actually value this relationship, or we have a history. I don't know. But, you know, in new relationships, it's like, I don't even care. I don't know you. Like, I'm going to set this boundary. You don't know what I'm like. You don't know this is hard for me, so I'm going to do it. And then it's like a lot easier. You know, if you're on a first date or whatever, it's just a lot easier to like listen to yourself because everything's like new. So you're a little more like on edge, should we say. But yeah, I mean, obviously you can just practice it still in relationships if you aren't dating, or if you are in a relationship or whatever. Oh my God, this little boy, he's probably like actually a 40-year-old man, but he just tried to go in traffic on his little scooter. Oh my God. Dude, they really like just do whatever on the little scooters. I only went on one of those once, and I was on it with a dude, and I was really scared, but he was like, no, we have to go to the store, and I was like, I didn't want him to like leave me, so I was like, okay, fine, but it was literally horrifying and terrifying. And so to this day, I'm like, I don't know how I was like alive after that. Like, it was not a long ride, but it was like on kind of like a risky road. Never again. I hate shit like that. Like, I hate anything that's like making me feel unsafe, especially with like dudes, because it's like, ugh, like, leave me alone. Okay, I feel like this topic is somewhat exhausted. I don't know. Yes and no, like this specific example, but like in general, the topic is still very relevant. But fucking da baby bitch ass. All I have to say about this at this point, is like the excuse people like to give of like, oh, he's probably in the closet himself. I just feel like that's very dismissive of like homophobia and the violence that homophobia causes, and it kind of reminds me of like when people want to call someone like a monster, or like when people want to say that I don't know, politicians are like reptiles. It's like, no, someone can be someone can be a human and just be, upholding a system of white supremacy and patriarchy and all of these like things, or like someone can just be violent and homophobic. Like, they don't have to be in the closet for them to be like that. And it just kind of like, I don't know, it's just kind of a weird thing to say, because it's like, okay, sometimes that could be true, but it's just there also is just this violence that exists, and it's kind of just like denying that it does exist, and that so many people have to face this violence to just be like, well, they're probably just like shy to be who they are. It's like, or they just have like actual hatred inside of them. So yeah, but also the fact that Lollapalooza kicked him out, but then they were like, oh, we're gonna like, let Young Thug. It's like, babe, you gotta do all or nothing. Like, we laugh to keep from crying, okay? Yeah, but let me know your thoughts. The thing is, though, it's like, is he really gonna be canceled? Like, I feel like everyone's gonna forget about this in a few months, and he's gonna be back to like playing, probably literally in like a few weeks, he's gonna be back playing his shows. I mean, he's probably still playing shows now. It's not like, just because a festival drops him doesn't mean everywhere is going to, because there's really not a lot of like accountability. Like, name one person that was actually canceled for that, like actually like you never saw their face again, that's why like when people are like, what do you think of cancel culture? It's like, what do you even mean? That's not real. It's like everyone on Twitter's mad for like a week, and then everyone forgets about it and is on to the next thing. Like, there's not real consequences, and that goes for anything. Like, I think of like James Charles, literally any celebrity, YouTuber who has done some fuck shit, said some fuck shit, shown that they have no capacity to think beyond, very, I want to say traditional, but like, you know what I mean? Just, it's like, babe, we've moved past this as a society. It's not 1950 anymore. I mean, like, unfortunately we haven't, but like, anyway, let me know your thoughts. We laugh to keep from crying, literally. I don't even know, like, okay, my goal this month is to meditate, hopefully every day, keep practicing my yoga, limit my caffeine, limit my alcohol, and be cute, and be a baddie. That's really, like, and be consistent in the gym. Oh my god, this little man, see, it's like endless entertainment. Having a view of the street is like endless entertainment. This little man just hopped in the car so swiftly. It's like, did you just commit a crime? Oh yeah. I don't know if I'll finish The Sopranos this month. I'm not really someone who can like binge watch shows. Like, I could watch, well, I mean, no, that show too is like each episode's an hour. I can watch like 3 episodes max in a sitting. But then it's like, I just kind of get bored, and I'm like, okay, I need like, not even something else, I just need to get up. Usually I watch like an episode a night though. So we'll see how far I get in that. It's like, okay, if I really was dedicated, I could probably finish the whole series, but I just don't like doing that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on anything discussed down below in a comment, or message me. Don't forget to share this on your Instagram story, or tweet me a screenshot or a vibe check. And yeah, I guess that's kind of all I have to say. So I will talk to you guys next week.